National Democratic Party no and the National Democratic Congress itself no their issues are ekoso e dey na ekoso ene da sorry ya in some ekoso ne say oh Mahama why reshuffling Mahama reshuffling. I think this will be the first reshuffling or second reshuffling ayate so far in their administration. Now what really struck all of us was the fact say reshuffling and ebi mo ko ebima amba ebimo so kwa ebimo so den enya positions for na reshuffling na by and many people or some of us were really shocked. Okay, say hey reshuffling we there e kamia ko say nkofo bi omo aban ni mu a omo Mahama problems so onam enna Mahama aye e release names are why reshuffling basically to sack them. Number 1 Sam George, number 2 Ashanti Regional Minister Amoako Hene, number 3 the person wako this whole health emergency issue e konfa no teaching hospital aba minta kando ono so sa eyinefi ade so we were like hey is this really real or not. And also Senator Rawlings onya positions finally as the defense minister, but then within a circle of some few hours so let's know issues ever home. Now let's put this particular list on the screen just for us for the avoidance of doubt. So NDC for release statement say list we know issues were home. Okay, so let's take this. We share the whole screen or say President Mahama announces ministerial and deputy ministerial changes, and this came yesterday in Noahumache, 5th June 2026. Remember, it's carrying the presidency communications logo. We share the one now say President John Dramani Mahama has made changes to his ministerial team as part of efforts to strengthen the implementation of the government's reset agenda. The changes involve the revocation of the appointment of certain ministers and deputy ministers, the reassignment of some ministers to new portfolios, and appointment of new ministers and deputy ministers. It's near a year say Mahama wakwa changes. Ebimako, ebimoba, ebimuso pay baby for. Now, what will strike you is that at the end of the day, things were not going on right because you realize some names be crowd they are not supposed to be there. Now, Osha terminated appointment. One more terminated on my appointment. Sir allegedly still by name. Ahmed Ibrahim, who is a member of parliament. Oh no, they've terminated himself. Sisi an onye minister of local government, chieftaincy and religious affairs. Again, Eric Opoku, also onye minister of food and agriculture. Remember, sir, Eric Opoku, he is currently at the forefront of fighting and beefing with Atuforsen. Because also be minister Atuforsen on man is KBI. Atuforsen in releases ska agric ministry. Into agric ministry, no. What you ask yourself, say, hey, na agric ministry, no. If I saw be pa na was sisia, e dey no mo yama ekuafo. Eric Opoku has been having his issues with Atuforsen recently. Into also yes here SACKED no. Sam Nate George. And then or digitalization. You see how they say Ghana ye be bani puno. Puno ye nyina hwe ahomache e dey share half and Sam George so be bani no. Sam George so be bani puno. Adan ya was do Ghana card. We you can he. Anyways, Sam George puno ni ade oba be bon e bani na me say Mahama nye ne de ono so apparently per this list no ya terminating appointment. Muntaka Mohammed, who is the Ministry of Interior and the Minister of Interior no ono so yesi onkofie. Isifu Seidu, the Minister of State, Climate Change and Sustainability, and also Yesi Onkofe, and put them in Tinidinda. Dr. Frank Amoako Hene, who is the Ashanti Regional Minister, who told it why say, Obia oye doctor, oyiri eye nurse, o sanso ye Ashanti Regional Minister, ukukuru oyiri fi Ghana, eko New York, eko wo, etra pictures, etra Ghana from poa, o Twitter say, me rawo, esanso she New York cap, wankasankasa onye patriotic citizen. Frank Amoako Hen owie so a o ka che NDC MPP for one of omu female communicators Akosua Kuma okwan ado ana seeing this gibberish on Facebook. Mama say he's had enough. So based on this list and also mu nyina no omu kofie. And also Clement Abbas Apek ono no ye pa say ono so ne say or Ministry of Education. I'm sure so no so omu pa say deputy ministers so ono so ye onko fie na Mohammed Adam Sakperu ono so ye deputy minister ono so ye si onko fie. Na san list we ba ye no one no san so the reassignment eto ase ebimu ya reassign omo so okay ye you fee ha say no ye de wokọ ha ebimu so ya reassign omo biem Into nipa ye reassigning no. Number 1, Dr. Frank Amwako Hene. You see, and you see, on your Ashanti Regional Minister Beam or a Minister of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs. It's your transferring from Ashanti Regional Minister to that. Also, Muntaka Mubarak. You see, on your Minister of Interior Beam or a Minister of Environment, Science and Technology. Sisiano, new minister. Remember, I say, main case here for you, but the defense minister and the other four, Omukosha, so I look up the more since then, you place or more. It's basically the deputy here acting. But the Minuka says, Siano, per this list, no, if it was true, let's say, Dr. Zenato Ajama Rollins, or no any the Minister of Defense. Also, Clement Abbas, Sisiane, so the Minister of Food and Agriculture. And President, or not has the Chocho Mucho, the Secretary or also. Miss Joyce Bawa Mokhtari, you see, I say or no, and the Minister of Communications, Digital and Innovation, which means say, "Wama be some job if you ho." Ye no fi ho a, na ye kwa Erikopoku. Erikopoku is here and say, per this list, they say, or a Minister of State, Climate Change and Sustainability. And a last one, no ye PV Jantua Boateng Danso, or no a regional minister for Ashanti region. So basically, that is it. But you realize that sadly, we are back out. You know, if it was true, there are some names saying anyhow. It didn't be anyhow. Number 1, Sam George. Number 2, Haruna Idrisu. Into Mudi, Kamia Kwese, Yawa Mutiko, Koko, Yempemu Bium. Now, some way by a pair and a year. In fact, list the crowd. There's a third part of it. Or by a second part of it now. New deputy minister. Reassignment of deputy minister. I say Honorable Von D. See, I know the deputy minister for communication, digital technology and innovations. And I also know the new deputy minister for education, Eric Edem Agbana. If this list was true, until suddenly sweep out and check, and our man focus. Oh, in fact, me who you nipa idea me shame me how you do say, how you do say if you idea so, how you do so per president D because up until recently, no. Sa post na Musa Dankwa no. How you do so was actually leading. And a trustee and a be saying kitia and how you do so near saying kitia they were both tied. And Chebiana Sisiano at 2 forces so rise on a year in Yabema Okujo Tablaqua. It's a month so a Kamia Kwe say how you na as the presidential ambition no is conflicting with the agenda of the president. And as I'm just so Casado. So we're all like thinking, okay, we now understand. Julius Debra effect near the but Chebia and the NDC force said, no. We want to clarify things. It's the answer in summer. The NDC for Omodebe 2 and as the National Democratic Congress press release Omodebe 2 it's on your screens. The National Democratic Congress. Can you zoom it out for me? Zoom in rather. We in summer the National Democratic Congress Omodebe 2 press release. We see June 2026. Also kindly disregard any news on reshuffle. As we all strive to curb the menace of deliberate misinformation, some individuals will stop at nothing to poison the atmosphere. The official spokesperson for the administration is Felix Ofosukwache. Kindly verify any such information through his official channels before sharing it. The Cybersecurity Act can have serious implications, so let us be mindful and responsible in the communication. And this was signed by Godwin Atokan Gwan, who is the Deputy National Communication Officer for the NDC. It's almost say, silence never out, we shouldn't. And no crack. Mama for a party said the list was actually true, but then it was leaked. A leaky, I say the fingers were faster than the boss. The boss need type here before we press send na yanu for your list that is going to create unintended consequences. Mekra mi refi one of nipa yi ni fi health ministry ni mukra na me say mi takanro ono so gram say na din enim ya ade but regardless in some a course no now there's been some reactions reactions now I want ebra GTV for Ghana television omo reposting this particular statement fi NDC for e no and akweku asante a posti say it be party they release official statement calling for disregard for claims of reshuffle. What's going on in the NDC and government? Hey, papa bi born nyum say aye hu enye easy but regardless no Charlie, it is what it is. It is what it is. Me no kasi si ano maybe you do no party so enye no cray. So that's exactly what is really going on. I just say Sam George is still at post. Okay, Sam George is still at post. Minta Kando is still at post. Haruna Juice is still at post. Yeah, should you be serious? I found the ebe back. But the funny thing about this whole thing is usually when the government is in power, reshuffle say a leaky documents and as information leaking about the government will say so and correct. But ultimately, we say reshuffle release na be back afterwards. No, we say no we've seen this before, but then it is what it is. Then to also, then call a year in some for so.